Boom, boom, boom. We are live. Starting a little bit early, just make sure everything is working. Don't really have a lot in the way of topics today. So we'll see who shows up. Otherwise, we will talk about SEO Rockstars, go over who's speaking, and then my plan for my talk. It's not too late to come and sign up for SEO Rockstars, by the way. I mean, you'll be cutting it close, obviously, travel-wise, but if you're in Dallas, it'll be a good opportunity to, take advantage of a local conference. So, otherwise, if you are in Dallas and you don't want to attend Rockstars, but you want to just hang out, feel free to reach out, and I'm game hanging out. I mean, you can come check us out. We'll be at the Embassy Suites in Love Field, by Love Field. The bar is there. That'll be open the whole time. There's a premium VIP room too, but you guys can, if you're in the Dallas area, you want to just come hang out, you can come check us out at the bar. Let me know you're coming in advance, and I won't hang out in the premium VIP room. I'll come hang out at the bar, talk SEO or just bullshit about life, whatever you guys want. I have no issues with that. I think it'll be fun. Kind of meet people outside of the conference as well, so it'd be a good opportunity just to, get the COVID bugs knocked out and talk to real people. Hey, Terry, how you doing today?
Pretty good. Just getting organized so I can pack up this evening. I'm heading out tomorrow.
Yeah, I leave tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, I'll get into Dallas 4:30.
I get in a little after 3.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna Uber it from DFW to the hotel because there's no flights. If I wanted to get a flight from Yuma to Love Field, I had to go to Phoenix and then play Russian roulette switching airlines. So I was like, nah, just Uber it.
Yeah, well, I'm flying into Love, but so it will be, pretty close. So.
Oh, that's good. Are you taking like the South? Is it Southwest that flies into there?
I'm taking Delta.
Delta? Yeah, I think.
Except they changed my flight back. So unless I can change it, their last flight out on Saturday is at 5
p.m.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. So they've got me on that flight. So I got to see if I can get something a little later, or I'll, miss the last hour and a half, something like that, whatever.
Why wouldn't you leave the next day?
Well, I guess it's because it's Love Field. There's not that many flights.
Huh.
So I was just going to leave at 8:30 that night.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I'm not on that flight. I'm not sure if it's even still going or whatever, but at any rate, so I got to see whether I want to stay another night or just suck it up and go, oh, well.
I mean, if you leave an hour earlier, you miss my presentation, which I am not even doing a PowerPoint for. And I think Lisa, well, hell, let me just open it up. People can see.
Are you, as far as you know, and I know don't know everything that's going to be going on, but as far as you know, will your presentation, for instance, be on part of the recordings?
Mine will, unless I change the topic completely, but all of them will be, as far as I know, she's recording and then reselling all of the stuff.
I mean, it's usually part of the package, so that's why.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if I won the lottery and bought SEO Rockstars, I'd eliminate that whole recordings thing too. Because I want you to come to the conference, right? And then
Right.
you get this conference and sell the recordings, and inevitably you sell the recordings, and then you end up, it's all given away for free anyway. So I think it's redonkulous.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I bought the recordings for about 3 years before I ever went to one.
Yeah.
But once I went to one, I realized, shit, I don't want recordings. You want the internet networking, and if you wanted recordings, you want recordings of some of the conversations at the bars or at the restaurant or, stuff like that. That the presentations are not the best part usually. There's some good, everyone, of course, there's going to be some better than others, but
Yep.
but yeah, being there is better than not. So,
well, I think from that perspective, I mean, sometimes you just can't go, right? And I get that. I totally understand it. But I also think that and I've seen this with other conferences. I mean, SEO Rockstars has been successful for 11 years without me, but if she wants it to go on, it'll go on in its current model. But that said, seeing other conferences and stuff, and the conferences that I know where they don't offer recordings, their attendance is higher. Because there's one, it's a scarcity of information. And it's, I know you're going to miss out on the information that's passed out by there, assuming that you care at all about the speakers, but you're going to miss out on that information if you don't attend live.
And if you're presenting, if I'm only presenting to this group and it's not getting out there unless they take it out there, you can be a little freer with, some tips or tricks or stuff like that, that if 100 other people learn about something you've been doing, it's not as big a deal as if everybody shares it, out there. So,
I mean, and that's a good perspective from a presenter, but this is my business. SEO Rockstars is a business venture. Getting the live attendance up, that would be my focus if I got this thing, if I bought it. If it was my conference, mine alone. All right, so let's see who's talking. I'm talking. Dixon Jones is talking. He's awesome. It's gonna be great seeing him in person. You don't know who he is. He worked at Majestic forever and a day, and then he started his own brand called InLinks. He's working with another guy named Frederick, I believe that's his name. They figured out a whole model using Google NLP and their own processing NLP type of algorithm. I don't know all the old gizmos and buttons and pushes back in the back end there, but that actually works. I like InLinks. It's pretty cool. For some people, it's a little bit much. But all in all, it's a cool tool. So it'd be great to see Dixon here. I'm going to scroll down this way because we can see actually the agenda. Let's make this easier. Lisa Prazelli. She's speaking first. Why SEO is not enough. Customers quit. If you are dealing with clients and you finding yourself that your customers come in and leave a lot, one, you're probably talking to the wrong customers, I would argue.
Not educating them properly ahead of time.
Yeah. Or having that conversation off in the bat. But that being said, Lisa I've listened to some of her training and things, and I imagine that this will be a good talk for you if you're in that situation. And if you're an affiliate, it's just an extra hour you can hang out and eat breakfast. Let's see. Nick Jordan. Nick has if you are looking for writers or talking about content creation or building a business, Nick is probably going to be a great speaker for that. He has a writing service. The name escapes me right now. And then he also has another service that actually connects guys like you and I with writers, and he's building or has built both of those businesses. So this will be a really good talk to hear. Bruno, I think a lot of people have seen it. I've had a little bit of dealings with Bruno. When he was first getting into high level, he created a course around high level and some templates. I guess that's how that whole system back there, high level, works. That was pretty interesting. I could never just get my arms around Go High Level. It was like another project management system. And by the time Go High Level came out, I mean, I was over project management systems. I mean, we went Asana, Trello, Rike, what others, Git, Scrum, tons of them. And I was just tired of messing with them and trying to learn them and all that madness. So, but Bruno would be good at that. I would actually sit down with him and talk about high level, and then more talk about how he was able to grow his agency up. Apparently he's doing a good job, or doing great right now, and is a much better position than he used to be. I don't see him much around on social anymore, but so that's a good sign, in my opinion. Lee Witcher's Super Nerd. Some of you have heard me talk about, or if you watch SEO Flight Club, you know Lee. He's going to be going over some SEO testing stuff. Pretty excited about that. Carolyn Holtzman, she's applied forensic SEO, whatever the hell that is. I think she made it up. But I finally get to find out what forensic SEO is. So that'll be interesting to see through Carolyn's eyes, her perspective of analyzing a website and how to address it. Crazy Chris Palmer, get him knocked out on the first day. Real results for testing with game-changing local that moves the needle. So I know he does a lot of map stuff, or a lot of map tips and tricks and stuff, and I've seen some of his videos, but I'm not entirely sure what he's coming with this time. Last time he talked at or spoke, I think it was Rockstars. I'm not sure if it was Rockstars or NFG we were together. But he gave me a cool tip for YouTube that I'd never heard of. Tried it out. Didn't work for me, but it was a cool tip nonetheless.
He spoke at SEO Underground here last month, and it was really interesting. Some cool tips and tricks for local stuff. So
awesome. Yeah, so that'll be good to hear from Chris. If you wanted to know if that guy is as amped up in real life as he seems in his videos, yes, he is. But the cool thing is when you're actually talking to him in real life, he doesn't bounce everywhere. So that's neat. And then Mike Merlino will close out the day. That's awesome because Mike is really passionate about maps rankings, passionate about building businesses around GPBs, building lead gen stuff, etc. So Mike Merlino will be great. And then if you're one of those 420 fans, it'll also be a good to talk with him about the 420 stuff. All right, that's Friday, or that's Thursday. Oh, we didn't talk about Wednesday, did we, Terry? Wednesday, shooting.
VIP day.
Yeah, VIP day. We're meeting at the hotel, and then we're going to a range, and then we're going to like an adult arcade, which essentially just video games and a lot of drinking. And then back to the hotel. So that's going to be cool. Downside, got to get your own travel, but plus side, you can use the Ubers as a tax deduction, so it's not all that bad. All right, let's see. November 11th, Barry Rollup.
Wait, free breakfast also.
Yeah, offered by the hotel.
Yeah, they have it. They have it every day. You can even order what you want. You know, where you check the boxes and.
Oh yeah.
But
And
most people will probably go downstairs and eat so they can network and stuff. I'm going
yeah,
to be
right.
on the first floor. I got a first floor room, so
Oh, nice.
I can just stumble home after every evening.
I get, as I remember, Embassy Suites breakfasts aren't too bad, so that'll be good. And they have a gym too, so you can work off your fattiness or whatever challenge you got going on. Let's see, was it Barry or Danny? I can't remember. Let me scroll back up here so I can see the big version. Danny. I think Danny came from Ted, and Barry, all right, yeah, Barry's from Armsif. So if you know Lily Ray, Barry works with Lily Ray. And so Lily can make it to Rockstars because of pre-existing conditions. So she's sending Barry.
Core Web
Which is pretty
Vitals,
cool.
huh?
Yeah, he's going to talk about some core web vital stuff. Coming from the perspective, I would argue more of the enterprise, because that agency is a little bit bigger. They're working with the enterprise clients and stuff, where core web vitals is one of those things that you can attack on a core web vitals on a SEO perspective. You know what I mean? So, in so much as, I mean, it's probably not going to have all that much effect, but if you can get a second out of it or whatever, it can just do enough great stuff for CRO. So, well, I discount the value of core web vitals in regards to SEO. I do appreciate it in regards to CRO. And let's see, here's Danny. Automation. Man, I don't know how I feel about automation talks. Everyone wants to automate everything, and then they wonder why half of their shit doesn't work because they're just so it just surprises me. Holly Starks, she's great at automating things or at least scaling those processes so they become in an automated format, especially at the scale that she does it. But she figures out what is the thing that she's trying to do? Does it work? And then again, does it work if I do it a whole lot? Right. Whereas some people are just like, oh, I want to automate writing my content. And then they get on Facebook bitching about the AI writer doesn't give them good content. Well, that's what you get. Right. So we'll see what this one is. Maybe he's got some cool Python stuff. I'm interested in that. That'd be nice. Jesper's coming. Cloud stacking. This is his first time in the United States. And I also believe his first time his wife is coming into the United States. So they'll be there. And then Jesper is going after Rockstars to Los Angeles and hosting his own mastermind.
Yeah.
And he's charging $750 a person to go to the mastermind. So you can be me, but I would just go to Dallas and get him drunk and get his $750 mastermind for free. That seems like the cheaper option. Derek Booth, PPC stuff. He's actually running a test, one of my client sites. We'll get to see some of the results for that on his Google ad setup. Derek, the first time I met him was at a Rockstars. And he was talking about this PPC stuff. And ever since he taught me this method, I've been using that almost pretty exclusively to verify keyword research. And so he turned that method it was really manual. I guess he's got a software now that'll work this method into it. So that's awesome. Honey's coming, advanced SEO strategies. She's really known for image stuff and other kinds of tests like that. So it'd be nice to see how she's spread her wings. I know it's only a matter of time. She'll be a better SEO than Lee. So we'll see how
she's doing a lot with WordPress, comparing themes and stuff for SEO value and stuff.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And Elizabeth Samuels, she's coming in as a web designer, and just how to what I get out of Elizabeth and when listening to her speak and stuff is how to talk to the web design and the web dev teams to make sure that they understand that I respect their work, and then at the same time have them have a greater understanding of why I'm asking for SEO stuff. And so I think that'll be a valuable presentation for everybody, especially if you're working in those kind of teams, or if you outsource your web dev and web design work, you can communicate better with those teams. And then Chris Labette is coming with entity stuff, which should carry over really nicely with the Dixon Jones talk as well. Saturday, I recommend that you guys get the breakfast and then sit down really early for Marty, because Marty is stupid smart. There was a lingerie company that was competing with Victoria's Secret, and Marty repositioned. And if you know Marty, you know what I mean by repositioning. He repositioned this competitor, and they came in from the backside and just kicked Victoria's Secret's ass. If you understand SEO and you understand market segments and stuff, that lingerie segment that competes with Victoria's Secret, or in that market with Victoria's Secret, is big ass money. And Marty has spoken before about that whole process. I don't think that he'll be doing that again, but I've gotten a glimpse of this particular presentation, and the guy just blows my mind every time. But take some coffee, because it's long and thorough, and you'll want to be able to focus on that entire presentation. Don't miss anything, because if you do, you end up missing valuable pieces to the whole puzzle. Marty also has a course. It's like really long, but it's really good too. Brock is I met him in Tampa, Florida, just this last summer. Great dude. He's going to talk about some map stuff. Got some great ideas with maps. And then Ted Kubitis, that guy's going to talk about something minimal viable SEO. And he's also going to, I think he's talking about his, I'm not sure. I think you want to see Ted in at the bars, because he's bringing his system to hide SEO from competitors. So that'd be pretty cool. Lisa Duty, she's a Dallas local. I spoke at her conference, Rocks Digital, also last summer. She's awesome. I mean, I don't know what else to say about her. She does GPPs for local businesses in Dallas. That Rocks Digital is a Dallas-based conference. It's only a day, but it was a great conference to attend. And then we bring Dixon in, why most keyword research is done wrong. This is there's been some content set up on InLinks and stuff that kind of support this presentation, just from what I gather. So this is this would be a great topic. It'll go along really well with Chris and Derek's talk, because it'll be PPC and some entity stuff, and then this will kind of put it all together, which leads it to me bringing the pieces together. I kind of tossing around if I even wanted to do a presentation, and then I got thrown into the mix. But what I am going to do is kind of just take all my notes from all of these presentations the entire time, and then essentially right there in real time build out a roadmap of things that I want to implement into my business. And that, seeing that done, will actually, in my opinion, give attendees and those who watch the recordings later a better idea of how to look at, or at least from my perspective, how to look at all this information that you're taking in and turn it into something that you can actually leverage or that you will leverage. I've got notebooks to this day of stuff that I've gotten at conferences that I haven't even tried yet. And so getting just kind of looking at it from this perspective and then building a roadmap or quotes, I think will be really, really good. And then if I have a little bit of extra time, maybe we'll do a Q&A stuff, which will lead us right into Craig Campbell. He's talking about his Black Hat stuff. And Craig closes out the conference for us, which is pretty cool.
Forward to it.
Yeah. And here's the prices. Again, this is the VIP day. Let's see. Oh, you get the SEO package if you want to. If you're a bigger agency, you bring a couple people, PBN network, access to SEO Intel, access to SEO Nitro. So that'd be a good deal if you're coming as an agency. Otherwise, you're kind of at one of these levels now. Where's the VIP day stuff?
I thought, yeah, I think it's farther down.
Well, here's hotel stuff anyway. Embassy Suites, Live Field. The Zero Gravity Amusement Park, that's closed. I checked. They shut it down.
COVID, blaming COVID on it.
I know from what the website says, the people that own their lease refused to extend their lease. So they had to find some other place. But it looked fun. You get like who got the bungee cords and shot into the air and stuff like that. That's what all that is.
And if you ever get a chance, the one where you're skydiving just a few feet off the ground, for the big fans and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
My wife did that. She did that 2 months ago. She works where the Army Special Forces does our Halo training. And she was doing some work and she went in there and trying to do some business or whatever. And they were like, well, you can't leave until you do this. So they threw that suit on and threw her in there and she was doing all that stuff. I think it's awesome. I don't see the VIP.
There you go. There you go. Back down right there.
Oh, there you go. No, it doesn't. No, it's not in there.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it's just she sent out an email. I know. Maybe that was.
Yeah.
She didn't cover it all on the page, but.
Remember what?
Yeah, if you got the chance, you get a chance to actually, shake hands with Clint. You'll have a drink in the other hand, but
shake hands, sanitizer, shake hands with Daddy. Oh, let's see, Dory.
When are you getting in, Holly?
Hey, I'm babysitting on Tuesday, so I get there Wednesday at noon.
Cool.
We're gonna go do Top Golf with a group of us, so if anyone wants to Top Golf, just hit us up.
Yeah, she said, all right, here's the schedule for VIP day at 9 a.m. for mastermind, 11:30 lunch, 1 o'clock going to the gun range, 4 o'clock going to the adult arcade, and then 5 o'clock food will be served at the adult arcade. And then you can go do whatever the hell you want to from there. She was going to do Top Golf, but she didn't. I guess she had an issue with the food at the Vegas Top Golf, and then apparently the Dallas Top Golf wasn't like conducive to large gatherings, so they're she was like, nah, we'll just skip it.
Well, I like the food at the Vegas Top Golf.
Yeah, I ate way
Didn't try
too
everything.
much.
There was too much, but
Yeah,
maybe that's
yeah,
part of the issues you had.
I had more than I should have, but it was no, I didn't think it was that bad, but maybe for the prices she paid, I'm not sure. I don't know all the financials that go into Rockstars, but maybe for the price she paid, it just she didn't think it was good enough. So that could be good, an interesting thing. And then there's a presidential suite at the hotel, and they've secured that starting at 5:30 on Thursday the 10th. There'll be a cocktail party on that day. Thursday the 10th. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, it's at 5:30. So that'd be good. Yeah, I think that's it.
Cool.
Hey, Clint, do you know when the contest ends? Does it end at noon on Thursday or?
No idea.
I think it ends Saturday at noon, but I'm not.
Saturday at noon, you think?
I think so.
Yeah, the last day. Saturday's the last day, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll probably be Saturday at some point.
So do they check the rankings on Saturday at noon or they check them at 8 a.m.?
They check them right there at the conference is over, and they'll check them right there in the conference. So probably noon.
Check them live.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the best. So everybody sees what results everybody
Yeah.
else is seeing.
Yeah.
Nobody gets, well, on my results, I'm at number one.
The keyword's SEO Rockstars, right?
Yeah.
All right. Because Chris has a great an interesting page ranking for a variation of SEO Rockstars, and he's trying to get it to SEO Rockstars. And I found it the other day because I wasn't entirely sure what the keyword was. So if you do SEO Rockstars 2022, you'll see one of Chris Palmer's domain in there, and it's not binary code, zeros and one, but it is zeros and ones with placement. So it's like, I don't know, lorem ipsum, I guess you can compare it to. But it's just a bunch of it's just a bunch of zeros and ones and random words thrown into it. I mean, that's how many updates now supposedly implementing this AI and machine learning and stuff, and that stuff's still ranking. So, and it's still making it. Oh, let's see. YouTube. Hello, guys. How do you go about getting branded traffic to your site? I find it hard to compete against low DR sites, but with a bunch of brand keyword searches. So it's brand establishment, right? So if you want to establish your brand and get people searching for it, you're going to have to leverage in PPC. You're going to have to leverage email marketing. You're going to have to leverage social media, etc. Because you're getting your brand name out there, and that's what drives the brand searches. It's not just ranking for your brand. You literally got to get people to start knowing it, and multiple touch points, etc. is how you pull that off. Good example, there's a dentist here in Yuma, Arizona, and the mailers every week have an ad from them. I think just about every billboard in Yuma has a picture of those guys, right? And so when you think, oh, I need a dentist, you're moving into Yuma, I need a dentist. And guess what? You saw that brand everywhere, so you go search for that brand. And that's how you expand the brand stuff. Either that or you can just go piggyback off everyone and do a press release saying you're disavowing working with Cayenne. What's his name? Kanye or Ye? you can disavow that, and people will look you up for a little bit and be like, "Who the hell is this dude?" You can try that.
There you go. New press release. SEO Rockstars no longer associating themselves with Yee, whatever he's going to call himself.
Yeah,
Maybe win the contest.
win the contest. Let's see. R. Rajub. Luckily, I caught you live. Cheers from the Arabia folks. Hey, thank you for showing up. I know it was pretty late there, right? Like 13-hour time difference. So thank you for coming. Brad, are you still seeing decent benefit from schema overall organization product? I am. But again, you guys all know that I write different schema than the plugins and all that, and then the lazy asses. So I'm seeing great results, like just schema alone, moving pages from page 2 to page 1, just adding a good schema and hierarchy of that schema and applying it. So still working. But remember, if you're an SIA, I tested all of those schemas, the ones that Google tells you to write for rich snippets, the ones that everyone's telling you to write for rich snippets. I've told all the ones from the SEO plugins and all that, and to prove that all of them don't work, with the exception of the FAQ and the how-to schema, because you're adding, because you're adding some stuff in there naturally when you're writing it. But the rest of those from the standard, the way they did when, let's say, Project Supremacy came out and everyone was getting a boost for having those little ghetto schemas on there. Everyone's doing them now, so there's no more benefit is improved. Kind of like HTTPS. No one had it. People were started doing it. They got a ranking benefit. And once everyone did it, the ranking benefit was gone. So that's what's going on with that regular or standard schema. If you're only doing it for rich snippet stuff, then you don't need to write it like I do. But if you want to do it to actually help your rankings, then you probably need to look at better at that.
Take your course.
Yeah, I got to redo that too. Not so much got to, because it's not like schema changes, but I got some new templates and stuff I want to show off. Jay Paul, greetings. Thank you for showing up, Jay. Wine gift boxes. What can be done for G sites to be popular and rank? On-page optimization and link building. It's the same for any other website. Just understand that there's some limitations into like some of the SEO-ness that you can get out of those, but at the end of the day, they're just another website with a web builder. So on-page optimization and links.
They will let you do some HTML in there. So yeah, if you've got Cora, run a report. If you don't have Cora, go on Fiverr and buy a Cora report.
Yeah.
Tune those pages better than they come out naturally.
Did you see it? Someone that we know, Terry, he's going to start selling Cora reports for $35.
What a deal.
Yeah. Until somebody goes to Fiverr or legit realizes they can make them for $5.
Not only can you get them for $5, you can get them from, what's his name? Ryan Howe?
Yeah.
For $5. I mean,
yeah, I don't know if he's doing the videos anymore, but I know you can still order them for that. And he's the one that started selling them on Fiverr, I think.
But if they're going to sell them for $35, I'll sell them for $34.
Yeah,
not with the video, just the reports. Shoot,
yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's a little ridiculous. If you're, well, I guess whatever.
It's ridiculous.
It's a good job if you can get it, I suppose.
Yeah. To me, I was charging extra for the reports, but I would actually do a video and say, hey, this is what you should fix. This is what I would do. Here's your report. Here's what I would fix right away to get the most benefit fast. Right. And I would do that video, but I was charging more, but I don't even remember if I was charging $35. I was doing 10 of them for $50. And then I'll do a video for one of your things for $50. That seemed like a good deal to me because
So
you
10 keywords, and for one of those keywords, you do the video.
do the video and say, this is what I would fix.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. That seems honest. But $35 for the report, madman.
They're gonna pay 35. They're gonna get a report and go, I don't know what the hell this thing is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without the video. And when I've done reports for someone, I do a video.
It depends if I'll do them for free for sometimes, but if I don't like them, I'll blow it out. So most of those tabs, it's sorted with hidden stuff, right? So a lot of the extra stuff you don't necessarily need is hidden. And I'll blow it out and be like, there you go.
I do that with using it for client acquisition. When I've got a meeting with a client, I'll run a core report, and I won't have all the tabs and all the stuff open, but they see the amount of information you've gathered about their keyword.
Yeah.
It can be quite impressive to say, well, see, and if we do this, and if we do this, and they get some good information, and they go, wow, these guys did a lot of research. Well, actually, we typed your keyword in and hit a button, but it is really good for getting the client to go, wow, these people really do their research. So
I use Quora Lite for that. I used to use Quora. It just became too much. And what I found with some clients, they're just eyes glaze over. And so Quora seemed like the really good medium for that. Plus, if I was going to waste my time looking at your website in a, do a proposal, then I'm going to get something out of it. And Quora Lite, I get stuff out of when I build it, so it works.
yeah.
Let's see, Ron, have you seen ranking fluctuations after changing internal links and sites? Dropped 10 spots since 11.3. Not soon enough. You haven't waited long enough. After changing them, also added your schema from the course last week too. All right, yeah. So you changed two things, but the links stuff, I don't know what you did with the internal links, but when you change the links anywhere, add links from external to internal, Google throws in a bounce that typically can last for a week up to 3. So just leave that page alone for 3 weeks and move on to something else, and then come back and look at it.
Yeah, I did. So I have exact match in my footer, and then I'm trying to go for 2 keywords, main keywords. So I kind of split it 50-50 between those 2 keywords.
Yeah.
For the most part. I looked at the one test that showed they did, an exact match and then a partial match. They're very similar. So I did half and half.
Yeah, I'd leave it alone. Where did it drop, on your primary or your secondary keyword?
Pretty much the secondary. The primary is still, the primary is still pretty much there, but the secondary has a lot more search volume and is a lot more competitive. I would say the secondary.
And that's the one you added links to that, right? So you already had the primary was the one you were using only, and then now you added the secondary.
I'm trying to rank it for both. So I had variations of both of it on there. So I changed all the current links on there. I had long tails with it in there. I just changed it to exact match, 50-50 on the primary and the secondary throughout the content on the site.
Right. Yeah, you kind of could have just gave it a shock, and then Google dropped you for a bit.
Okay.
Just leave it alone for, like I said, a couple weeks. Maybe get it recrawled if you have some extra indexing set. I
sent it all to the indexing API, so that's why I think it moves so quick.
Yeah, just leave it alone for a little bit. It's kind of a built-in thing that they had for off page. You build like some good 10 good links, and then your rankings would all drop. And the idea behind it is to scare you that the SEO and to go remove those links that you did, and then your rankings would go back. It never used to be on there for on-page stuff like internal links and all that. But it started showing up for on-page stuff too. So, some people will see changes on page in 24 hours. Some people will be 3 weeks. So I usually wait out drops like that from backlinks to 3 weeks.
Okay. Thanks, Clint.
No problem. Let's see. You got my money. No, I don't. But you can PayPal me. Let's see. What's the best route to go for analytics? If I want to see all my names in one view, all your domains in one view. I don't know any analytics that will let you. You would probably have to either use an API from Google Analytics or like something like Matomo, and then merge all that information into a Tableau or Data Studio or Microsoft Power BI. And I'll probably do it through BigQuery, depending on how much traffic and stuff all your domains have and how many domains you're pushing through. But I don't think there is a way you can merge the views to have multiple domains in like Google Analytics. I mean, it's asking a lot for that system. Let me check Matomo. Let me look at Matomo real quick. I want to see if I don't think I can do that. No, I can't even do that. I have to all websites. In Matomo, there's a dashboard for all your websites, but it's only visits, page views, revenue, and you can kind of see a graph of trend graph, like traffic's up, traffic's down, whatever. If that's all you need, you can just do Matomo and be done with it. There's a self-hosted version or a paid cloud version. I use the paid cloud version, so I don't have to mess with updating the self-hosted stuff. Takes a little bit getting used to because the dashboards are so different than, say, Google Analytics. But at the end of the day, I like it. Let's see. Yeah. I think that's it. Any more questions? Let's see. Oh, here we go. What's the best GBP tip for service area business and local business? Don't use with service area business. I don't know a whole lot about maps, right? So everything I know about maps, I learned from people like my buddy Nick, Cody. I learned from Mike Murillo, picked up some from Brock Misner, and Guy at Overtop SEO, that kind of stuff, right? So I only have 3 maps of my own, and then my clients combined is like 4 or 5 in my personal clients. Now the franchises where I get 100 plus. But all that said, with the amount of work that we do to rank those maps, we don't do a whole lot of tricky shit. We don't do CTR, for example. We don't play around with fake reviews. We don't do that kind of stuff because Google just, I had my own map, my Phoenix office map, and it was suspended just because I updated the services. section. I mean, that's a built-in section that I'm supposed to be allowed to use. I updated that and it suspended my map, and then I had lost all the rankings. It took 2 weeks. I got it back. And then it happened again here recently too. Just so annoying, right? So I'm not a maps fan. I hate them completely. But that being said, I know enough not to build a service area map. I have one in Washington, but it doesn't rank for shit. It used to rank awesome in Washington, Olympia, Tacoma, Seattle areas, but then when I moved and I no longer lived at that house where I was running my business out of, I switched it to a service area map and all the rankings disappeared. So ranking a service area map is just really, really hard. So I wouldn't even do it unless you have to. And if you have to, I would just leverage I would use the service area map, turn on the business site, and then try to rank the business site organically. That's kind of how I go. Let's see. Any updates on mass page, location page projects like Magic Play? Those still work. I found a meta tag that hasn't been used since like the 90s, and there's an SEO agency out there trying to tell my franchisees that this meta tag is valuable, and because we don't have it, our SEO sucks, and this is a vital error. And the meta tag is called, let me find a stupid thing, and in my OneNote, my test notes here. Where are you? Meta, search for meta, metadata. It's meta name revisit after. So I would say look for this stupid thing. And what I want to test is if I have like a mass site like built, like you're saying, with location pages and it's built with a tool, put that in there and see if it increases the crawl rate. So instead of 7 days, I put like 48 hours. And then watch the logs and see if it increases the crawl rate. And because it's being crawled more, it increases the indexing and the stickability of the indexing. So, if you never dealt with like an 8 million page website, you can get like 8 million pages indexed, and then they all just start dropping out. And I'm wondering if that old depreciated meta tag is alive again. And I'm going to test that. If you're in SIA, you get to see the results of that and see if it works. But if you're not in SIA and you want to test it out, I would say drop that into your mass builds and go. In regards to tools, honestly, I really don't think it matters. The tool, if you can have a optimized template and some short codes to change placeholders like city names, etc., in there, then use it. Use the one that's easiest for you that you're going to use. Does that make sense? I still have Magic Page plugin. I haven't used it in a while, but it's plugged in on WordPress. So there's the easy one, and you have Mass Page Creator. That one is HTML, also easy. Traffic Factory, easy Mass Page kind of thing. But at the end of the day, just get a kick-ass dev who can do a WordPress. You make a template for you, and they can generate the pages off of a Google Sheet or a spreadsheet. And that's people today are calling that programmatic SEO, but it's essentially mass page building, right? And then if you have that, you can update that spreadsheet, and then the website will add and delete pages as you need. So there's 3 options for you. Let's see. NVD. How do you say your name? NVDH. NVIDIA. We're gonna call you NVIDIA. The amount of effort I put into this is ridiculous. Yeah, the service area maps. I mean, you can, yeah, it's good look. I've seen them rank, so don't get me wrong, they will rank. But if your market gets saturated or even just gets enough people in it, the Google will pick the businesses with the address by default before they'll pick yours with the service area. Seems kind of silly to me that Google would do that, but it also makes sense because they're using proximity and zonings, and you don't want to show your address and you're not going to them. So ergo, why should we show you? I mean, I don't know. I would think if they wanted to have their algorithm not to be as exploited as much by local businesses and get all pissy about like shared office space and UPS store boxes and PO boxes and all that stuff in the modern economy, that would make it so that the service area pages or service area maps ranked competitively with the ones that were actually showing the address. And it would probably solve a lot of their spam issues. Or their spam issues. I use spam because, I mean, the definition of spam with maps is just getting out of control. And there's people that are running around closing businesses out in the name of cleaning up the maps. And I'm sure you've all been a victim of that joyous process. All right. Okay. So again, SEO Rockstars, if you guys are going or you want to go and you're in the Dallas area, probably too late to fly. Well, not necessarily. You can fly in tomorrow and if you wanted to. But that's a Dallas. Embassy Suites at Love Field starts Wednesday with the VIP day, and then the conference is the 10th, 11th, 12th, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. If you live in the Dallas area and you want to come out and just chill, I mean, I'm totally down for meeting people and stuff. So reach out to me. You can hit me up at Skype, clint.a.butler, or the book face. Don't be surprised if I don't respond right away on the book face, because I go on there and check stuff out, but I really don't engage on the book face very much anymore. And then we can hang out, have some beers at the hotel bar or whatever, or get a good steak or whatever. So let me know. And with that, I appreciate you all showing up live, especially you are Rajub from Arabia. Where in Arabia? That would be interesting to know. Because two places I want to go. I want to go to Saudi Arabia. I want to go to Dubai. I think I've been to Dubai airport, but it doesn't count as going to Dubai. So I want to do that. I think it'd be awesome. And with that, I'll see you guys next week. If you're in SIA, come hang out. Minus the recording. Otherwise, I'm going to call it a day.